How do you and the team avoid a hangover from a loss like that on Saturday?
It's just our conversation that we had yesterday was, like adversity hits you, in the face. Things hit you in the face. Things in life happen, and it's what you do as a man to overcome those things. So we have to attack this week, and practice and go have our best week of practice this week and learn from our mistakes in that game and learn from the things that we did wrong and correct those. But we got to grow up and be men right here in this situation and handle the situation properly. I mean, we're going to have things that hit us in life that we're going to fight through when we get married and have kids and got a job. And so we got to attack it head on. And that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to attack it head on and have a great week of practice, and that's it. I'm not going to let them be moping around feeling sorry for themselves because I'm not going as a coach. We're going to fight through this little up and down scenario we're going through right now in our season, but we're going to fight through this and have a great week of practice.
I'm interested to know because there's been times that we've gone to Pittsburgh as the broadcast crew and the games were nowhere close. I mean, you have this 1-point loss where your team was leading. I know they're both like getting punched in the face, but if you go down to play at a place like that, is it better to have lost the way you did rather than get beaten 55-7?
I mean, it just kind of shows where our program's at, right? They're the number 7 team in the country, and we went down there and battled, and we competed, and we had an opportunity to win that football game. So it shows the potential of this football team and where this team could really be. With a couple more wins, we probably had the chance to get in the playoffs. But, I mean, we're a good football team. We really are. We just got to, sometimes things just hasn't really bounced our way, in any of these games, whether it was the muff punt, in this game, the interception at the end. I mean, the guy's wide open. Caleb sees it. Somehow a guy tips it, and most of the time those balls are knocked to the ground, and they intercept it. And then we get beat for a touchdown in the end zone and, in the coverage that we probably shouldn't have got beat on. And just a few little things here and there that, change those things in the game. Well, they could have scored twice too, right? We get the pick in the end zone and we cause the fumble, at the 1-yard line. Those are all things that go into play in this game as well. But it shows I think we're a good football team, and we just got to get some things that start bouncing our way, and hopefully we'll start winning those games if things start bouncing our way, or we got to make things bounce our way, one or the other.
Can you still take a lot of positives out of this in the sense that you went toe-to-toe with a team like that?
You can, right? And we're going to have opportunities coming up this week to go against another very good team, and then next week another great team. Then we finally get a bye week and then play another very good team. That's just MIAA conference. But there's a lot of good things that came from this game. And we competed, we battled, we played hard. I thought we gave great effort, every single play. I thought some guys made some really good plays, in that game as well. And it was a tough physical football game, and I thought our guys handled it well. I thought they handled the crowd well. I thought they handled the band, very well, and all the things that were going on, in a game like that, at a homecoming game. Our guys came out ready to play, and I feel like we have a good group of guys. I feel like we have some really good players. But we got to build on that game, right? There was a lot of positives in that game. You take away a few negatives, we win that football game.
I don't know that UCO necessarily overlooked Northeastern State, but I don't think anybody saw that score and game coming. How do you make sure your team doesn't look ahead to Emporia State, look ahead to the bye week with a 1-win Southern team coming in?
Just kind of where we're sitting here in the season right now. Because, there's still a lot of things that could happen, in this conference. I think Pitt still has to play UCM. I think they got to play Northwest as well, and there might be another one in UCO. I mean, so there's a lot, we're still playing for here, in this conference. And anybody can win those 3 games out of those teams. So, I mean, there's a lot to play for still. I mean, there's still contention to maybe possibly be in the playoffs. If we can win out. If not, a great opportunity to play in a bowl game. Which we will take. And go play in that to get our guys better, because I think we're at that point now that we need to take one if we get one. But I mean, you got to stay locked in and make this a great season. I mean, last year we were 7-4. We still have the opportunity to go 8-3. So let's be better than we were last year. So let's stay locked in and focused and one up last year's team.
As you look at Southern, what stands out? I mean, it looks like they've got some decent personnel. They just haven't been able to get, seem like, on track and get things going in their favor.
They're a good football team, and you see them make some really good plays, and they got some very talented athletes. Just a few plays here and there in those games just kind of take the game away from them, because they're in every football game. It's just kind of towards the end of the game. They give up a touchdown here or there, and it just kind of puts the game away. But mean, Coach Atiba Bradley's going to have those guys ready to play. They are down a few players as well with injuries, kind of like we were back in, I think it was 2021, where we had a ton of injuries. He's got a lot of guys that are not playing right now. Hopefully they're not back this week. Their big, tall wide receiver, number 5, has played a little bit, but he got injured a couple weeks ago, so I don't know if he'll be back or not. But there's some guys there, and they got some talent there. And if they put it together, which that they could very easily, they'll be hard to deal with. So we have to prepare for a very tough football team coming in here, knowing that don't look at their record, because they're better than what their record shows.
There's been plenty of times playing Southern over the years, and even if the score isn't close, you never really left that game going, wow, we beat them bad. It just seems like they're a team that is always kind of on the cusp and never has gotten over it.
They're always right there, all right, and they're just waiting to have that breakout, moment. And hopefully that's not this week, but I mean they're very close to being, one of the top teams in this conference. I mean, Coach Bradley's done a good job of getting players in there that are very talented, very athletic, and they're starting to learn the system, understand the system. And he hasn't been there that long, but you can tell that there has been a big change made, and just the way the kids play. I mean, the kids play really, really hard, and they play fast, and they play physical, and they're tough on the offensive line, defensive line. So, we got our hands full. We're going to play our tails off to go win this ball game.
Sampson, veteran quarterback, like a top 10 career pass yards for them. What kind of a challenge does he pose?
Just as he gets it out of his hand pretty quick, and that's the craziest thing. And then he's also has good enough feet, to extend plays and run the ball as well. And I mean, he sees things really well, and he throws a very good ball, very catchable ball every single play. They've had a few drops that could have been big plays, a couple turnovers as well, but he's a talented guy. I mean, he can throw the ball well, he can run the ball well, and we got to find a way to try to keep him in the pocket. In their short passing game, make sure we get our hands up, to try to knock some balls down. But we're going to lock the receivers down the secondary, because if you give him time and let him buy time, he's going to make a lot of plays happen.
Saturday is senior day. We rarely ever bring up anything that we talk about with you off the air. But I remember when this senior class, redshirt senior class, were red shirts, you mentioned off the air, away from microphones a little bit, that this class is special. Just the way that they led, even as freshmen, the way that they led each other as freshmen. What has this senior class meant?
There's 23 of them, and that's a big class. And they mean a lot to me. They're like my own kids. They've worked hard. They've done everything we've asked them to do, but I knew when that class came in and we signed that class that it was going to be a special class, just because it was a good group of kids that did really well in the classroom as well, worked hard in the weight room, never had any problems with them. They were just great young men with great character, and did things the way they were supposed to be done. I just hope we finish well, just for them, because of all the things that they've done since they've been here. They've been through, some hard times, with this group, with the redshirt group, with COVID, and, a couple down years, and then bring us back out of those down years, and now here we are again. So, I really hope the season ends up the way we want it to. Hopefully we get these next 3, but it starts with Missouri Southern this week. But they're they're a special group that'll mean a lot to me for a long time, because they are just good kids that do things the right way and are very respectful, and they've really turned this program back around.
How important is a group like that for the next group of guys, the younger guys on the team, to learn your way and how to go about things?
It's the most important, right, is their leadership and their character qualities and the things that they've done since they've been here, and those kids following those same footsteps, seeing how much time that these guys have put in, not to just football, but also the classroom and in our community as well, and that's how we should be as men, is giving back as much as we possibly can, and being great in every situation of our life, and that's what these kids have done. I mean, every one of these guys are going to graduate, all right? Every one of these guys are going to go on to and get good jobs. Every one of these guys did it the right way. Didn't have any problems, through schooling or missing workouts or whatever it might be. They just did it right. So hopefully these young kids see what this group did, and they continue to lead, as the season went on. These guys didn't miss weights. They didn't miss, the classroom. They made sure they got their grades taken care of. And, it's a big learning experience, but their work ethic is probably the most, and their accountability to their team, their teammates, and, just their character and their love for their teammates as well, and really creating this brotherhood in this family.
Does Saturday being senior day have a little bit of a weird feeling to it, because there's still 3 weeks of the season left, 2 road games in the bye week. Does it feel a little weird that it's senior day, but there's still almost a month of football yet to be played?
It does. I mean, you're really thinking like, okay, like maybe that bye week should have been our senior week, you know. But it is going to be different having it so early. But maybe that's a good thing too, right? Because you just never know how kids are going to come out on senior day. It's an emotional day as well with parents and them having their last home game and in front of this crowd. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and with the number of kids we have, we're going to change things up from the way we've done it in the past with recognizing them before the game. So it will be different, but it is awkward. It really is, because we still got 3 more weeks after this week, and the bye week's going to be different too. I'm not used to that, so just trying to figure out how we manage that and prepare for the other teams that we're getting ready to play. So, but we got to win Southern here for these seniors first, because it is senior day. I hope everybody comes out and supports this group of young men, because they have put a lot of time and effort into building this program back up, and they deserve to have a great fan base there and just cheer these guys on at their last home game.